What's up, you guys? It is your boy JB, and I'm here tonight with a review for Claws. This is season number 3, episode number 1, and it's titled Just a Tip. Interesting name for the title. So, you guys, without further ado, we're just gonna go ahead and jump right into the video. All right, you guys. So this episode, it picks up where last season left off, which you guys remember. Desna had came into control of a casino that Ruval owned. And a motorcycle pulled around the corner, and they was about to shoot at Desna, and Virginia saw that, and Virginia stepped in, and Virginia got shot. So that is where we pick up at, with Virginia getting shot. So we at the hospital, and Desna still has the blood all over her, and we see Dean and we see Rolla come to the hospital. And we see we also saw that Arlene was there with her partner, and they were asking Desna, like, do you know who might have tried to take a shot at you? Could have been the Dixie Mafia, Uncle Daddy, or it could have been the Russians, maybe Olga. And Desna was like, I don't necessarily think it would be Olga. I mean, but me and her mama wanted bosom buddies and no shit like that, but I don't really think that it would be her. So then Ann comes in, and Arlene's like, hey. And Ann was like, hey, yourself, bitch. I was like, damn. So then we see Virginia. Well, we see this woman, and she takes her eye out of the socket. I'm like, oh, my God. And we see her hand it to Virginia. So Virginia puts it in her eye. And actually, we saw Virginia in the bed with her eye like this. I'm like, damn. So she finna be Popeye in this bitch? Like, damn. So then the doctor goes out to where everybody is, and they tell her that Virginia will be okay, but her eye, she has to have a cornea transplant or something like that. I think that's what he said. So like, damn, her eye. She finna be like one-eyed Jack for a few minutes, like, arg, I got my eye covered up. Like, okay. Okay, next, you guys. So we saw two interesting people, two new characters to the show. And they were talking about, Ruval. They were talking about the Russians. And, so then we see them, and they, what they're talking about, they're talking about all of them together. And, we couldn't quite figure out what was going on with them. I was like, okay, who are these people? And I did read the synopsis earlier before the episode came on. I was like, okay, don't know who these people are. The guy was Native American and the woman was Caucasian. So then they talking about they're gonna go to the hospital to check on Desna because they know they see the footage of Virginia getting shot. So then they go to the hospital, and we find out that the guy is Matt and the woman is Melba, and they say that they were partners in the casino with Ruval, and Desna's like, wait a minute, y'all were partners with Ruval? I thought Ruval was in this by himself, which means that I inherited and it's just solely mine. So where the hell y'all two coming from with this shit talking about you guys were partners with Ruval? Like, not making sense. So then they present Desna with a check, and they talking about this is Ruval's stake in the casino. So Desna opens a check, and it's a $50,000 check, and I'm like, oh shit, damn. What would you do if you was in that situation? You came into a casino, which that has a lot of fucking money in it, but then you got your husband's. Well, technically, I ain't gonna say your dead husband's business partners, and they, trying to buy you out of the casino with $50,000. What would you do? Would you say, okay, look here, you can have the $50,000, or would you say, shit, bitch, if you gonna offer me $50,000, how much do you really bring in, and I want my cut? Like, what would you do? Cause that's. I don't know, but damn, cool. Because the debt but $50,000 before you know it, that shit could be gone. So nah, I think I'd be like, you know what, $50,000 is nice, and it'll help me get out of debt. But nah, bitch, nah. I'm gonna have to say, sure, you can have this shit, take it, And let's talk about how much this casino is really worth. That's probably what I would do. Although that $50,000 would help a lot. But again, like I said, $50,000 will probably be gone before you know it. All right, you guys, we see Bryce and Jen. So Bryce and Jen are in Tampa, and they having a cookout with their neighbors. And the neighbors look bougie as fuck. And I'm like, Bryce and Jen don't look like they fit in with them at all. And clearly they didn't fit in with them, because in that scene I laughed my ass off. Because, you know, Jen showed the woman her nails. She's like, oh, they're very urban. She's like, wait, bitch, what you say? They're urban? What does that mean? Bitch, they ghetto, they black, they hood, everything in the book. But then, you know, she started naming off black people. And one of the names that I did happen to catch was Stacey motherfucking Dash. We, as the African American community, don't claim her. Y'all can have her. Because the African American community do not claim Stacey Dash. And they were right to claim that bitch. Because, again, this community does not claim Stacey Dash. She is a coon. And we don't like her. And why was Bryce over there just twerking? I said, no, Bryce is not twerking. I could not do it. So then Jen goes to call Des, and Desna tells her that, you know, Virginia was shot. So, and what I'm gonna do is I'm about to include what happened in the last few scenes of the episode. So the girls were in the pool, and Bryce and Jen came to the conclusion that neither one of them really 100% like Tampa. That no matter where they go, Palmetto Beach is home, and that's gonna be home for them. So then Jen sits on Bryce's lap. And the girls are like, we can see you. And they're like, turn around. I said, oh my God, y'all gonna scar y'all kids. Like, you sitting her fingering her, trying to help her get a nut, and your kids are right there in front of you. Like, y'all gonna scar them poor girls for life. What the fuck? All right, next, you guys, we're gonna move over to my girl, Polly. So we see we see Polly. She's still in the nut house, and you know, she playing dominoes with some of the patients, and she throws a domino down and talking about, that's bones, pussies. I said, no, not Polly. I crack up with Polly. She kills me all the fucking time. I love Polly. Polly's my second favorite character, because I love Virginia and I love Polly. Oh my God, she said, that's bones, pussies. And then one of the nurses, the orderlies, comes in, and she's like, you got a phone call. And you know how Polly likes to imagine, you know, she's going to a special room to take a phone call. She's like, bitch, it's just a fucking payphone. She said, way to kill a buzz. I'm like, oh my God, I have missed Polly, that nutcase. So, you know, it's Ann on the phone, and Ann is telling Polly about Virginia getting shot. So then we see Polly in her room, and then orderly comes, and she gives her medicine, and she takes it. Once the nurse leaves, why did Polly pull out some sheets that she had tied together so she can escape? So, you know, we see this fool. This fool is hanging over the ledge, and the sheets weren't even long enough for her to go halfway down the building. I said, oh my God, are you fucking joking with me? Like, come on, Polly. And the orderly comes down, and she's like, this is voluntary. Like, you can leave anytime you want to. And Polly's like, a little help? I'm like, oh my God, what? I love Polly. That, like I said, that's my girl. She's a nutcase, but that's my girl. So then we see Polly. You know, she was with Ann, and she was with Desna, and she was cooking, and they were like, girl, we didn't know you could cook soul food. She's like, yeah, you know, my family for years, we just been passing as white. I said, no. Here she go with this shit again, huh? These stories. No. So Dean comes in, and you know, Desna's like, Dean, do you want me to fix you something to eat? He's like, no, I'm good, Desna. And you know, she says, what did she say to him? Oh, well, first of all, they asked, you know, Polly, is she okay? She's like, yeah, I just got to check ins, take my medicine. And Desna's like, bitch, no more Lillian, right? She said, no, just me. So Dean, he came home just to get some clothes, and Desna's like, she's telling him like, you need to be safe. Like, we don't know who tried to take a hit at me, so we need you to be safe. Okay, so I'm gonna keep it moving because this kind of rolls into what I'm about to talk. I'm reading my notes, so it's kind of rolling in, and I wanted to make sense, everything to make sense. So hang on, and we're gonna come back to okay, y'all. Then we see Roller. So Roller goes to talk to Uncle Daddy, and he's asking Uncle Daddy like, "Did you take a hit and take a shot at Desna?" And Uncle Daddy was like, "If I was the one that took a shot at her, she would be dead. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. She would be dead." So then we see, Desna. She's showing Ann the check that Melba and Matt gave to her, and Ann thinks that Melba and Matt are sketchy, and that she needs to just go ahead and cash that fucking check. And Desna's like, "No, absolutely not. Like, if they're trying to buy me out, there's more to it, and I want the whole thing." So then Roller calls Desna. He tells her, "Well, it wasn't Uncle Daddy that tried to kill you." And Desna was like, "Well, what about the Russians or even the Haitians?" He said, "I spoke to people on both sides, and it wasn't them either." And then she's like, "Well, two people came to see me today, a Native American and another bitch." And he says, "You know what? I'll see what I can find out." So then we see him. He's meeting with someone that works at the casino, and he's trying to get information on the casino people. And he says that man, they are dirty as hell. He's like, "How dirty?" And he tells him. And so then we see Melba and Matt. They coming out of the casino, and they have someone with them, and they get into a car. So then Roller sees them leaving, and he's following in behind them. I'm like, "Oh shit, Roller, what you about to get yourself into?" Oh my fucking god! Like, no. So then we see Melba and Matt. They go to it was like a teepee like thing, and they are sitting there torturing the shit out of that woman. And then they have one of those little picks that you use for like a fireplace, and they were heating that bitch up. I'm like, "Oh my god, what the fuck y'all about to do? Like, y'all about to take the bitch eye out? Like, what y'all about to do?" Like, I was actually literally 100% worried for that woman. I'm like, "Oh my god, what they about to do to her?" So let me throw in this random scene because it really didn't fit nowhere in the episode. We saw Arlene and we saw Ann, and they were boxing each other. Then they go to the locker room with one another, and they going back and forth again in the locker room, but they ended up making out with each other, and I think they fucked each other. And basically Ann just used Arlene for some pussy, and that's basically all that it was with that one. She just used the shit out of Arlene like Arlene used her. All right, so then at the hospital we saw Dr. Ken. He showed up at the hospital, and Desna sent Dean to the chapel. So Desna's telling Dr. Ken, like, "Ken, I need you to go talk to Dean." And Ken was like, "Girl, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a psychologist, I'm none of that shit. I'm just a regular doctor." She's like, "Ken, go talk to him." She's like, "Your mom was a therapist, ain't she? I'm pretty sure she something that she has done has rubbed off on you. Please go talk to him." So then we see Dr. Ken, and he goes to talk to Dean, and the talk that Dr. Ken had with Dean, not helpful at all. Because he was talking about channeling his negative energy into something positive. He's like, "You like to draw, don't you? You're good at stripping." I'm like, "Wait a minute, what? How is that supposed to help?" So then they go into the room where Virginia is, and Virginia wakes up, and she's like, wait. Why the fuck can't I see out of one of my eyes?" And I'm like, "Oh girl, you had to have a cornea transplant, but we got you an eye patch in the meantime." So then we see Dr. Ken. He's telling Desna like, yeah, when it comes down to Dean, he is mixing up reality with fantasy because he thinks that he killed somebody. She was like, "Oh, he thinks he killed someone. Okay." All right, so then we see Ken. He sees Polly, and Ken is talking about how he wants to go out with Polly. Polly's like, "Oh, I'm worried about Virginia and her eye, so can't go out with you, right now. We're not good." So then Dean is in there talking to Virginia, and he's telling Virginia how he's worried about the people that may have shot at her might be coming back for her. She's like, "Oh no, they ain't coming back." She's like, everything happens for a reason. Me getting shot, Jocelyn leaving Love and Hip Hop, people wearing high waist jeans. I'm like, wait a minute, what the fuck is Virginia talking about? made no sense whatsoever. But I cracked up when she said, when, you know, Jocelyn leaving Love and Hip Hop. I'm like, oh my God, that was too funny to me. All right, so next we had Desna and Roller. They returned the purse back to the woman because what it was Roller called Desna and he was telling her about the casino people, and he had the woman in the backseat of the car, but the bitch hopped out the backseat of the car and took off running. So they returned the purse to her and they were telling her how to, you know, basically they could protect her, and she's telling them like, these people are fucking dangerous. And they asked her questions. They were like, so why were they trying to, why were they torturing you? She said, because I asked them for a raise. She said, because I'm their accountant and I deal with everything. So then she goes into her refrigerator and she has a flash drive and she has a lot of information on it. She gives it to Desna. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, what is this one? So then Desna and Roller return back to the, you know, her house. And Desna says that the casino is laundering in $2 million a month. I'm like, God damn, that's a lot of fucking money. So Des says that, you know, she's gonna take the casino, and then Roller says, Roller tells her no, like I don't think that's a good idea. So then Uncle Daddy shows up and he says that he knows who tried to take out Desna. He tells him that it was Clint, and you know he says that Clint was upset about them not taking a deal. And then Uncle, you know, Roller's like, well, why did you do this? He was like, I did it for you, boy. I don't want you to think that, you know, you already think I tried to kill you. You already think I tried to kill you. Well, I killed your mom and daddy. I don't want you thinking I tried to kill your girl. So then we see, Roller, he shows up to, you know, where they used to hang out at. And, you know, Toby's there. And Toby is a complete mess. And, you know, he's telling him how, Clint told him to drop the motorcycle off, to dump his motorcycle off. So then we see Desna and Roller. And, you know, they catching up with Bryce and Jam. And then Roller is telling Desna that it was Clint that tried to kill her. So now, you know, she and Roller, they out looking for Clint. They find Clint, and Roller runs that motherfucker clean slap smooth the fuck over, and then they take him and throw his body in the swamp. And then, in the heat of the moment, Desna and Roller fuck with each other. And, you know, Roller's telling Desna how he wants to be with her, and she was like, nah, Roller, we good the way we are right now. Like, just keep breaking my back, and we gonna be fine. Just keep doing that. So, Desna goes back home, and she tells Dean that they are safe. And that the person that shot Virginia been taken care of, he said, by the cops. She said, yeah, something like that. Something like that. So then we see Desna. She's talking to the girls, and she is telling them that, you know, she wants them to come in with her. And, you know, what it is she wants a casino. So they go and tell Melba and Matt, bitch, no deal. And she rips up that $50,000 check, in my heart just like, oh. But I get the big picture. She wants more money, so I definitely get it. But like, ooh, damn. Couldn't have been me. Could not have been me. I don't think I could have did that. All right, and then lastly, you guys, we see a scene where Uncle Daddy is asleep, and we see somebody pull up on a motorcycle, and they have a gun with a silencer on it. And they pointed at Uncle Daddy. And Uncle Daddy's like, whoa. And then, you know, Uncle Daddy gets up and the person pulls Uncle Daddy's drawers down. I'm like, what the fuck? And then we see some lube. I said, never mind. I know exactly who that is. That ain't nobody but Toby. And when he took off the helmet, it was Toby. So the Uncle Daddy lied to Desna and Roland, saying that it was Clint who tried to kill Desna. It was actually Toby. I'm like, wait a minute. So Toby took a shot at Desna? Okay, I was not expecting that. I was actually thinking that it was Melba and Matt, but it was Toby. But you guys, that was the opening episode of Claws season 3. Like the video, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys later. I know the video was kind of all over the place, but I'm gonna get better next Sunday. So until then, you guys, later.